Hello friends, how are we doing today? Thanks for telling me. We're enjoying a mint herbal tea today. This one's for you. Well, whether it's morning or afternoon, please remember at some point to get up, to stretch a little bit, to drink some water, take your meds if that applies to you, eat something if you can. And I hope that you remember that you are loved, you matter. I'm so glad you're here with me, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Cheers. So good. So, a couple of things. I wanted to talk to you about, I don't know why I'm putting a hat on when I'm inside, but I like wearing a hat. Anyway, I want to talk to you about some new, can't talk. I want to show you my boots. So they're boots, but they're also sneakers. So these are the Special Field Air Force Ones. This is the second version of them, I believe. And I think they're referred to as like the duck boot. Because if you see the laces, it looks like the laces that you get on like the LL Bean duck boots that have like the rubbery toe or whatever. And they're swooshless. And so from a distance, they really do just look like flat-soled boots. But as you can see on the bottom, it is still the basketball sole. And I got these because I wanted a pair of brown boots for the fall and winter this year. But actual boots hurt my feet. They're just not comfortable for me. I don't like the raised heel, and I've really liked the two pairs of Air Force Ones that I have. These are a little bit taller, and they're a bit dramatic looking. But I do kind of like how they look with the kilt, and I was able to buy these thanks to all of you who bought my poetry books. Thank you so much for supporting me and for buying my poetry books. I really appreciate it. You enabled me to get some fun boots to wear with my kilts this fall and winter. And so I really do appreciate you guys. The other thing I wanted to talk about today was books. What books I'm reading right now. So first off, I feel like I should have a better lead-in than that, but whatever. Sharp transition. So the first book I want to talk about is Workbook for Mindset. So this is based on the book written by Carol Dweck called Mindset. And each chapter is a short summary of the chapter from the actual book. And then it goes into key takeaways and lessons. And then there are a series of reflection questions that you can answer. The only thing I don't like about the book is that the questions, there's nowhere to write the answers. So I write them on my iPad or computer. I have a notebook open in OneNote, and I just do the number and I write out my thoughts, kind of like guided journaling, if you will. But I really like workbooks from any books on self-help, especially when it comes to your mindset and mentality. Having a workbook really takes it from just reading it to actually responding to the lessons and things that are being taught in each chapter. So yeah, it's really great, and I'm really enjoying going through it, and it's challenging me as well. So I really appreciate it. The next one is a reread. It is the Spider-Man and Deadpool. This one's called, it's just called Spider-Man Deadpool. It's by Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness. And so it's a graphic novel. It's wild. Deadpool and Spider-Man are one of my favorite team-ups. The hijinks, the adventures they get into, the things they get, it's a really cool, I love it. It's always a fun read. It's kind of like a comfort book, if you will. And I found a physical copy at the library, and that was really good. The next book I want to talk about is called Madra, and this is another graphic novel, and it is about a college student who has epilepsy and what it is like to have a debilitating illness, and really in a lot of ways an invisible disability, because the main character doesn't look disabled unless they're having a seizure, and just the issues that you have when you have a chronic illness, navigating the healthcare system, when your family doesn't fully understand what you're going through, your friends get frustrated because you cancel or opt out of social events at the last minute or leave early. Trigger warning, it is very real about what this character goes through. There is definitely some graphic scenes in here of what it feels like psychologically to have the illness, and also physically what the character goes through. So just be aware of that. It's not a kid's book. But for me, as someone with a chronic illness whose life is severely impacted by it, even though I don't have epilepsy, I don't know, I felt seen and felt like I could see myself in this story, because I've had to cancel plans or change what I'm doing because of my health situation. So I really liked that one. The other graphic novel that I read, sensing a theme here, is called RX. And this is by Rachel Lindsay. And this one is about mental health. So again, trigger warning, it deals with some very heavy stuff when it comes to mental health, but it deals with it in a dark, humorous way. And as a person who has a sense of dark humor, I really appreciated it. And again, as somebody who has undergone, mental health crises, who spent some time at a mental health boot camp, it was really, I will say I enjoyed reading, again, somebody else who may not share my diagnosis, but understands how mental health can really impact your life. And it's not just something you can just get over. And again, navigating the healthcare system, navigating family. Not a kid's book in any way, shape, or form, but I really got a lot out of this. I really enjoyed it. And I really felt seen in these pages. And, we talk about representation mattering, and we often refer to it in terms of race, but I think it also matters in terms of chronic illness and mental health. And when authors write books where characters have real mental health crises, not just I'm sad, but like when they need professional help, when it's debilitating and affects their lives, it might not be as fun a story as Deadpool and Spider-Man, but I don't know, it's real, and it's great that these stories are being told more nowadays. And the last book that I'm reading is The Frog and Toad Treasury, which seems like a sharp departure from Deadpool and mental health and chronic illness books, but these stories are just so comforting and enjoyable, and they're simple. I mean, it's an I can read book. They're low stakes problems, but as an adult, I don't know, I really loved it. It was really enjoyable. Anyway, so that's it. I want to talk about my boots. I want to talk about my library books. And I did that. So now I'm going to leave you. Let me know what you're reading these days. And do you have any book suggestions for me? All right, friends. It is time for your next adventure. I'll miss you.